to do a demonstration of our EOne Academy. So I'm Elizabeth, and on the line with me here today is April, and we're from iLearnERP. If you use that, we will see that as well. All right, so I've just launched the record, and we are here to do a demonstration of our EOne Academy. So I'm Elizabeth, and on the line with me here today is April, and we're from iLearnERP. You may have heard of our EOne Academy before. It's one of our flagship products. The EOne Academy is an online J.D. Edwards University. It's been around, I think we're pushing almost 8 years now, so that's pretty exciting. It has its roots back all the way back to a request from Lyle Ekdahl back in the day when he was looking to move some of J.D. Edwards' learning online before we were really supported in that area by Oracle or by the new product of LearnJDE, both of which are phenomenal education options. We're just another option out there in the marketplace. Before I dive into the EOne Academy, just do please know it is just one of our product lines that's out there. We're going to demo a number of our other products over the course of our InFocus week, so we're excited about that. We have a version for end users, we have a version for reports now, and then we have a very large services organization that does custom learning content and live workshops for customers. So we're excited to be at InFocus again. I was just talking to Mike Marks, and we have not missed a Quest event, so we're happy to carry on that tradition here this week, and really excited that the 2023 events are going to be in person. So I've logged into our EOne Academy. It is eoneacademy.litmus.com, so you can kind of see it in the URL there at the top. It is a learning management system which currently is owned or was owned by SAP. It's changed hands a few times in this mergers and acquisitions world and was just sold again to a holdings company. So it is a top 5 LMS. The reason we use a learning management system is so that we can have all of the tracking of the reporting and functionality. So it does all cool LMS functionality like bookmarks where you are in your course, remembers your score, can handle assignments, completions, those sorts of things, so that as you move through your learning program, you can track things, see your achievements, etc. So there's a lot of that comes with that. One other little piece that goes along with that is everyone does have a unique login into the system. So how we organize that for our customers and for folks who want to come in is we put a team together for your organization, and then we can put custom learning assignments together for each member of the team. Or for a large volume, right now we have a 1,000-person audience going through one of our academies like this for an upgrade, and they are taking a basics class and some common inquiries and some other navigational features to help them make that shift from one UI to another. It's a like for like, so we're excited that another J.D. Edwards customer is making the move into 9.2 with us. So that's pretty awesome. Our EOne Academy's primary audience is for the super user business analyst level. So this is not our end user one. This is more along the lines of folks who are going to want to learn how things work inside of JDE, how things get configured, folks who do troubleshooting, folks who need to understand the background of things like AAIs, processing options, etc. And then there's, of course, some demonstrations of collateral and things like that that go along with it. So I'm going to break down our homepage here really quickly, and then we'll start to look at some of the content that is here and available to us. I'm going to minimize some of my chat bots and things like that for just a second while I'm talking. So here on the home screen, we've got 4 tabs, up at the top: our homepage, our content library, my achievements, and my live sessions. I am in the learner view of this cloud-hosted solution, so there's also a toggle where I can head over to an admin view. We'll see if we have a few minutes for that here at the end. The homepage tells me my to-do list, what's overdue if I have due dates associated with my content, and then what I have completed. You'll see I am a serial starter of content and very rarely like to finish things, although we've refreshed our logins just a little bit. Here on my homepage, I have a number of other tabs that show me things that are not started, things that I have started or in progress, overdue, or completed. A lot of our customers actually don't use many of the due dates. They put together learning path curriculums and we monitor through a reporting type function. So reporting out of the system is by user and exact course and team, learning path, etc., all those levels of details that you would like, and that can be automated and sent to folks who are managing the learning program or to the individual learner just so that they see their progress in their assignments. So you'll see through here, got some different courses here. Here's one for Orchestrator. I can launch these courses straight from here, or I can pop out to see all of the courses that have been assigned to me. Also here on the homepage, we've got our news over here on the right. You'll notice our most recent news is for a Learn It Live webinar that's happening tomorrow. So one of the things that comes with the subscription to the university is we do Learn It Live monthly, and we do different topics. This month is going to be about Enterprise One Setup Basics. So our instructor, Kim, is going to talk about AAIs, processing options, master data, all things that come in that Setup 101 type world, and he's going to do that in a webinar format, and we do that each month. You'll see a calendar down here with some of our sessions. These include onboarding sessions as well as those Learn It Live sessions, recently viewed down here at the bottom. And then if we wanted to put together a little points competition for our learners, we can do that by creating a team and allowing learners to collect points for all of their different content completions. Before I dig into a course, let me show you kind of how the content is laid out inside of the curriculum. Out on the Pathable site for the InFocus show, you can download the full list of our courses. It's around 900 now. We cover everything in 9.2. There's a few things, if you would like to have them in 9.1, we can make them available in 9.1, but it is in 9.2. It is organized in learning paths based on our verticals. So we have a vertical for our citizen developers. So this would be some basic understanding of J.D. Edwards, and it'll take you through the different you-dos and things along those lines. We have a World to EOne, so if you're coming from World, this is specifically designed to help you make that knowledge transfer, so it leverages or leans on what you already know about World. The EOne JD Basics Learning Path starts at the very, very beginning. I'm going to dive into that one here in just a second, and starts with vocabulary. What is ERP? What is the history of J.D. Edwards, etc., and then moves into our navigation. As we scroll down further, we got our finance, distribution, manufacturing, HCM learning paths, and our technical. Our technical is more of a 101 type piece. So this isn't going to be your hardcore developer. This is going to be more like your support 101. And then we do have Orchestrator, which is down a little bit further. Our one view, you can see some of our Learn It Lives and Grower, etc. So you can see some other pieces coming through there, UX1 and different learning paths. What we do for learners is we can customize these, but most of the time we go through and we pick out the components that a particular learner might need. So I'm going to open my EOne JDE Basics course. I'm going to just collapse a few sections here so you can see it. I've got JD Foundations, Fundamentals, and then my navigation. If I open my navigation, you'll see it tells me I'm at 18% of this course. And then I'm going to open just this favorites one here. The model of instruction inside of our EOne Academy is video-based. So the video-based learning starts with an instructor walking through concepts. It remembered where I was, so I'm going to back myself up here and let it start at the beginning. It's going to be an instructor walking through either a PowerPoint or doing live instruction like I would be talking with my hands and that sort of thing about the concept. And then they slide it over into a screencast. So I don't have the audio turned on at this point in time, so you're not hearing the instructor, in this case Kathy, speaking, but she's talking through these particular concepts. Once I'm done with that, I would click next and head on to the next video. And I've started all these before, so you can kind of see I can jump through these different videos. I'll go to another one with a fun bicycle because we all know these are the red bicycles out here. In our case, it was a black bicycle in our pictures, but that's how we kind of move through the content. So a couple other things on our videos. So you'll see here, this one's ERP history. So they're not all screencasts, although most of them are, of course, in J.D. Edwards. Some things are marked optional, so you don't need to complete those in order to get full 100% for that particular course. In this particular course, you can see I'm about halfway through. These are all my lovely partial completions, but this one is about how JDE works with the fundamentals. So you see address book, UDCs, next numbers, etc. And then what happens down at the end of a course is a quiz. So these are at the end of all of our individual courses. I'm going to go ahead and start it. Most of these are set at 80%. They are traditionally just multiple choice. We do some true false. We do some little bit of hot spotting on a screen here and there. And then the learner can check their knowledge at the end of that particular adventure, right? And then of course you can return to your videos and watch them again at any point in time. Also available in each of these learning paths and courses are additional references. Now, the additional references do vary area by area. In many cases, or in most, I guess I should say, they're an iLearnERP cheat sheet or some sort of quick reference card, but they also include the implementation guides and white papers, because remember, our audience for the EOne Academy is really geared at that super user and above, somebody who's going to want to understand the system at that depth. So the supplemental materials do acknowledge that or do understand that, and so there'll be related Oracle documentation. In addition to the white papers, there might be a Learn JDE item or something like that that supports the learning. When you see these iLearnERP ones, these are just different job aids. You can see adding a new version is a job aid here. The Oracle Foundations guide is there, and then you come down and you have all of the iLearn navigational guides. Those are all built around general content, so we use everything in our demo environment. So those of you who've been around for a while may know the green bicycles or red bicycles that we talk about, and that is what the content is built around. Let me jump to actually seeing some of those. I'm going to go to the distribution learning path. In this learning path, you can see I've got setup, which most of our courses will talk through, and then we will go through the traditional modules. We have these grouped right now by vertical, finance, distribution, etc. We have regrouped them for customers if they want to do procure to pay and actually see it on a learning path, or we just pluck those pieces and we make those assignments to the learner. In most cases, our content library stays completely wide open so learners can move in between things. So for example, if I wanted to see how something posted to the GL, I could leave this inventory path right here that I was working on, and I could pop over to something in finance and check that out. One of our most common examples is procurement in AP. So you'll see somebody, they'll be taking procurement and then they want to go actually jump over and see something on the supplier master and the payable. So we can work those things together. We can allow that learner to kind of move through that content on their own. And here you'll see an inventory management. I'm going to have an overview. That's going to be completely just an instructor-led component. And then we're going to head into our different topics. Learners do not need to complete things in order. Obviously, the order is kind of recommended if you're going to move straight through. But if you don't use something, or if you want to return to it later, or you're here for something specific, like about cross-docking or something along those lines, then you might come in and pull up just that particular item. Okay, I'm going to grab the cycle count one and have it start me there at the beginning. Hopefully it'll go back there for me. This is Brendan. So what I wanted to show is just how an application course looked. And so in most cases, there's different backgrounds and a lot of blue shirts, but there are instructors and they are teaching as if they were teaching in your classroom. So he's explaining things here about tag count and cycle count. And if we keep watching him through here, he's going to work through that concept, and then he's going to start to talk about how we're going to set that up into JD Edwards. If I pop forward a little bit, you can see he's now talking about the difference between cycle and physical inventory count. And then ultimately, if it would load for me here, slowing down a bit, it's going to move over into a screencast. There we go. So now he's going through and he's actually setting up the cycle count. Then he's going to generate that count, record that count, post it to the GL. So he's going to follow that process entirely all the way through. Okay. In our End User Academy, just to give a little preview to that, and we have another demo there, our End User Academy does the actual click-through, so how you would hand that to an end user, so a little different. There's multiple ways to navigate through the Academy. It is an LMS, so it's tracking where I am, what I've touched, where I want to go, those sorts of things. I can search for courses off of the content library. I can use my topic section. I can search by courses and learning paths. I can favorite items. So lots of fun little navigation pieces that make for a good learning experience there. On the Achievements tab, I can see everything that I've achieved. Again, I don't achieve a whole lot. You can see I didn't look like I had this many achievements over on my homepage, and that is because we've refreshed over there, but it never takes an achievement away from me, so I have all of those items. If I wanted to record an external learning event like a live class, I could certainly do that. And if I want to enroll in any of our sessions, I can come in and I can grab some of these sessions that are out there. So this is one of our getting started webinars. I can come over here into available and I can take a look at different sessions. And mostly this is going to be our Learn It Live curriculum, but we do use it for other venues for our customers. The last little piece here on a kind of parting note, I only have 15 minutes, so we'll see what questions are out there. A couple of last little pieces. One is we do customize these pretty extensively for our JDE community. So we have customers that have content inside of here. I think you saw a few logos come through. So we have customers that blend some of their own content with this content. We have customers that make entire iterations of this in a white label format and have their own. Think we're going to speak to some of that. I'm going to speak in some of those scenarios in my Wednesday sessions around JB Poindexter, Silgan, some of our larger customers who've made an iteration of this for themselves. And then lastly, when we work with you in order to make those assignments, how we support you over the course of your subscription is through a learning advisor. That learning advisor is, of course, email support box. That's kind of a standard. They're also available here in a chat, so you can chat with them. So they're here online. We won't bother. I think that's Gabe today, so we won't bother him at the moment, but I can chat with them there if I'm not finding what I'm looking for. And then we support our administrators or our managers through the reporting features. And so we have those either automated or some sort of touch base established over the course of the weeks, months, quarter, depending on how you want to administer your content so that we can make sure that folks are using it. Because if they're not using it or they're not finding what they need, of course, nobody's learning, and that's not what we're looking for. So that's the EOne Academy in a very rampant 17-minute demo. Maybe we can see if we have any questions out there. Awesome. Thank you for the thank you.